The worst moment of Kody Brown is revealed when the Sister Wives star's shocking biography is released ahead of schedule. The memoir of Sister Wives star Kody Brown, which was initially scheduled to be released in early September, has already arrived on shelves at a few stores. She is gaining a lot of attention for disclosing information about her contentious marriage to Kody Brown. On Tuesday, September 2nd, the Sister Wives star, who ended the polygamous partnership in November 2021 after 25 years, will release her memoir. We completely understand why some fans, however, have expressed their skepticism regarding the highly awaited book after obtaining it earlier. Kody's most shocking betrayals, according to Parade, are detailed in Kody's biography, Sister Wife, a memoir of faith, family, and finding freedom. The publisher's website states that, in this candid tell-all, Kody shares for the first time the journey that led her away from polygamy and the bold path she is carving to live apart from all she has ever known. Moving, genuine, and insightful, this is a uniquely powerful tour de force of Kody's journey towards and beyond her time in the spotlight as a sister wife. On Tuesday, February 4th, Kody posted on Instagram that she had written a memoir, describing it as gritty and honest as I tell my story living polygamy as a child, to my marriage and family life, according to People. Early readers, however, assert that the memoir alters the version of events depicted on the TLC series, according to a Sister Wives Reddit thread. According to reports, Kody shares her own thoughts on significant family moments, pointing out that the reality behind the scenes frequently differed from what people saw on television. Fans on a Reddit discussion board also voiced their views when posting, "It feels like Kody must have written the book based on Reddit and YouTube rather than reality, since she knows that regurgitating those fics will gain her the most money. It's especially weird how she's still speaking for other people. It's very pandering to fans. I'm always in favor of people getting their money. I'm just glad I didn't waste my own on it, lol." Another added, "I'm sure I'll get downvoted for pointing this out, but the book was marketed as a memoir, not a tell-all. I knew there might be a few nuggets of new info, but mostly it would be about their day-to-day life and how much Kody failed as a husband and father. We all know there is some kind of clause in the TLC contracts that prevents them from writing a true tell-all. But I hope everyone is enjoying it." Another viewer commented, "I just can't with this bull's ***T. Why did Kody stay? It's obvious to me that Kotex could not stand Kody and wanted nothing to do with her. I mean, for him to say that massaging her body did not turn him on, like how could she not know and realize he did not love her? He did not even like her. Why have 6 kids with this awful human? Why stay in this hell when he wasn't even a father to her kids? He would not even check on Truly when the poor baby was literally." Kody also caused a stir when she posted an official TLC teaser video to Instagram, offering fans a tantalizing sneak peek at Sister Wives Season 20. "Gulp. Here we go," she wrote in a brief forward response beside the video, hinting to dramatic or surprising moments to come, Parade said. Fans flooded the comment section with thoughts and conjectures about what would happen in the long-running reality series when she revealed the next season's release date and time. But that morning was especially tense in the Brown household. The storm that was building within was not much brightened by the sunlight that came in through the windows. Excessively pregnant and nearing the end of her labor, Kody Brown walked nervously across her bedroom. Kody, her husband, hovered close by, attempting to keep up with the steady barrage of messages from worried relatives. "Do you think we're prepared for this?" Kody looked at the birthing kit spread out on the floor of the living room and questioned anxiously. Kody gave him a look that was half anguish and half annoyance. She continued, gritting her teeth, "I've been getting ready for this for months. The supplies are ready, and the midwife is on call. I will not, wait for another person to make the decision about what is best for me and this child." The birth wasn't the only source of strain. The family had been hearing rumors that Kody and Kody's marriage was more precarious than before. The home was tense due to disagreements about money, living conditions, and Kody's tense relationships with the other spouses. All of that stress was now in danger of erupting since labor began earlier than anticipated. Kody's contractions were getting worse when the midwife, Sarah, a composed and skilled woman, came. She took command right away, arranging her station and leading Mykelti in breathing techniques. Kody made an effort to assist, but he was under pressure from the family drama. Meanwhile, a flurry of phone calls and texts had called adjacent residents Robyn and Meri. Although they came to help Mykelti, their presence simply made things more chaotic. Their opposing viewpoints clashed right once. One advocated calling the hospital, while the other insisted on sticking to their original plan of staying at home. Mykelti became really frustrated.
"Please."
"Arguments are not appropriate at this time,"
she sobbed.
"I simply want to concentrate on safely delivering my kid." Hours flew by in a haze of tears, sweat, and resolve. Sarah led Mykelti through each contraction while Kody held her hand and quietly offered encouragement. Despite the lingering tension, a sense of oneness started to form amid the pandemonium as Robyn and Meri alternated between massaging her back and assisting with the breathing exercises. Abruptly, a problem emerged. Panic spread throughout the room as the baby's heart rate fell. Sarah's cool-headed directions grew even more pressing. Kody felt powerless, but desperate to do something, and his hands trembled as he held Mykelti. With words of support and prayer, the other wives hovered nervously. Mykelti endured the arduous labor with all of her power and concentration. The crowd held their breath till the sound of a newborn's cries finally reached the room. Everyone's faces were wet with tears of happiness, relief, and even some regret for previous battles. Mykelti, exhausted but victorious, held her infant near. The family came to the realization that love and life had a way of uniting them in spite of their differences and complex relationships. Although the birth had been challenging, hectic, and stressful, it had also served as a reminder of the importance of family, support, and the wonder of a new life. Even though the Brown household was still disorganized and agitated, there was an unexpected warmth as the sun began to set. Kody gave Mykelti a forehead kiss. "We succeeded," he muttered. And for once, there was only the gentle, loving pandemonium of a family greeting a new life. No stress or conflicts. But Kody Brown is attempting to manage his constantly difficult family life at the beginning of the new season of Sister Wives. He is seen on camera drinking coffee on the porch early one morning while appearing thoughtful. The conflict between his wife is evident from the first scene, despite his apparent resolve to make this season different. Ever the self-reliant one, Meri has been discreetly looking into new possibilities for herself. She is cautiously thrilled about the independence that comes with starting a modest online business selling personalized jewelry. However, Kody's persistent uncertainties regarding money and family priorities cause conflict. In a contentious exchange early in the season, Kody worries that Meri's aspirations will conflict with her family responsibilities. But Meri is adamant that she needs room to develop, which causes the other women to whisper. Christine, however, is experiencing a mixture of frustration and nostalgia. She is attempting to strike a balance between her desire for a life outside the home and her responsibility as a mother. She has been covertly organizing a vacation with a few close friends, as the season reveals. This ultimately comes to light and causes friction with Kody, who is concerned about running the family without her. The plot of Janelle's story is a wild ride. While balancing her personal goals, she has been attempting to get back in touch with her kids. She is shown mentoring a local youth group in one especially moving episode, which rekindles her enthusiasm for community service. However, when one of the other spouses criticizes her for putting this ahead of family responsibilities, tensions rise, and one of the season's most dramatic confrontations ensues. The main theme of Robyn's trip is self-discovery. She has started painting and invites the whole family to her first art exhibit of the season. Although the majority of the responses are encouraging, there is a little tension when Kody appears to be divided in his focus. Robyn starts to question whether the family dynamic still defines her, or if she is finally forging her own identity. A surprise cross-country family vacation that aims to strengthen bonds is announced in the middle of the season. Everyone is dubious at first, but the shows show the ladies' affectionate moments as they connect over laughs, children, and memories. Nevertheless, the journey also raises unaddressed problems. Viewers are left on edge by emotional cliffhangers created by late-night confessions, unintentionally overheard discussions, and unspoken complaints. Nothing less than explosive describes the season finale. In an effort to heal divisions and establish new limits, Kody calls a family meeting to talk about the future. Every wife expresses her emotions honestly, which results in sincere regrets, startling disclosures, and surprising choices regarding autonomy, family responsibilities, and happiness. As Kody muses on the difficult balancing act of being espoused to 4 women with 4 different lifestyles, the last scenes allude to fresh starts for each wife. This season of Sister Wives explores issues of contemporary polygamy, personal development, and self-discovery in addition to familial dysfunction. Viewers are left wondering if freedom, respect, and love can really live in one place. But as the Brown family got ready for one of the most important events in their lives, Savannah's high school graduation, the sun was shining brightly over Flagstaff, Arizona. Excitation, nervous energy, and of course the underlying tension that always seemed to follow Kody and his women were all in the air. Christine arrived at the wedding first, with a camera to record every moment and a carefully wrapped gift for Savannah. "This is Savannah's day," she said in a whisper. "Nothing else matters." She was secretly concerned, though. Anything may happen because of Kody's erratic behavior and the constant dynamics between the women. Next came Janelle, with a cheery grin and a pastel dress, but her eyes showed her nervousness. She suspected Mary could attempt to take center stage today. Mary, dressed in a beautiful gown and acting more like the honored guest than Savannah, came fashionably late, as was to be expected. Savannah crossed the stage with a mixture of pride and nervousness as the ceremony got underway. The complicated ties in her family seemed to follow her down the aisle, despite the fact that she had dreamed of this day for years. Janelle clapped enthusiastically, while Christine gave a loud cheer. However, Mary appeared preoccupied and took more pictures of herself than Savannah. The family got together for a joyful lunch following the ceremony. When Kody fumbled over his words while trying to make a toast and unintentionally lauded Mary's parenting over Savannah's accomplishments, tensions swiftly increased. Savannah's expression dropped, and Christine gave Kody a stern look. She muttered under her breath, "Pay attention to the graduate, not your own ego." Janelle made an effort to moderate the situation by gently bringing up Savannah's achievements. "Kody, Savannah put a lot of effort into this. Let's honor her." However, sensing the tension, Mary began narrating Savannah's early victories in a manner that seemed to emphasize her own accomplishments rather than her daughter. At the conclusion of lunch, Savannah was worn out. Although she cherished her family, her special day had been marred by their incessant arguments and passive-aggressive remarks. Christine recommended taking a quick family stroll outside to unwind. Savannah eventually opened up as they strolled among the towering pines. With tears in her eyes, she said, "I just wanted today to feel happy. This drama wasn't something I wanted to deal with." Christine gave her a firm hug. "I understand, my love. Family can be complicated at times, but I assure you that this does not detract from your achievements. This is what you did. You're great." With a comforting hand on Savannah's shoulder, Janelle joined them. "Savannah, you have a strong heart. Don't let the foolishness of others ruin your moment." Kody and Mary, however, stayed behind, still embroiled in a small argument about lunch seating. Savannah took a deep breath as she saw them from a distance and understood that her graduation was about more than family politics. It was about her development, her successes, and her fortitude. Savannah experienced a renewed sense of empowerment as the sun started to set over the horizon of Arizona. Her achievement could not be overshadowed by the day's drama. She had bravely faced her future after crossing that stage and getting her graduation. Even though the relationships of her family were still complex, Savannah was confident that she could handle them while being loyal to herself. Savannah finally grinned without restraint that evening as she celebrated with her closest friends and her more composed family members. Nothing, not even the drama of a sister wife, could take away this win and milestone for her. But Mary sat on the porch of her modest but comfortable house just as the sun had begun to rise over the Utah desert. The sweet scent of newly watered gardens and sage permeated the chilly air. A few weeks had passed after the formal separation from Kody, and life seemed both burdensome and freeing. The ghosts of past disputes and unresolved tensions hung over her mind like shadows, despite the fact that the split was mutual. Kody, however, was attempting to get used to the silence of his large house. Without the continual friction and familiarity of Mary's presence, he found himself pacing from room to room, feeling a little confused. Sharp exchanges had given way to cautious texts, sometimes brief, sometimes lasting just long enough to remind them of their former connection. Kody sent Mary the following note one morning: "I found something that reminded me of you today. Can we meet?" Mary paused. A part of her longed for closure, while another part of her was afraid of rehashing past wounds. However, curiosity prevailed. They decided to meet in a small cafe in town where the sun shone through the wide windows, and the barista knew their names. Kody was already there, fidgeting with his coffee cup, when Mary arrived. Neither of them said anything for a minute, merely observing one another with a peculiar mixture of unease and nostalgia. "You look good," Kody interjected at last. Mary gave a small smile. "Thanks. So do you." At first, their conversation was guarded and focused on everyday topics like the garden, the weather, and recent travels. But over time, the layers of past hurt, past regrets, and residual affection were removed by their words. They shared a few uncomfortable silences that now felt more like consolation than tension, and they even giggled at trivial memories. "I know we couldn't make it work," Mary concluded, "but I don't regret our time together. You've shaped a part of me I'll always carry." With a knot in his throat, Kody nodded. "I feel the same. I want us to find a way to respect each other again. To be in each other's lives, even if it's different now." With a fragile ceasefire and a commitment to redefining their relationship, they departed the cafe that day. It was now about respect, understanding, and maybe the softest kind of friendship rather than desire. Months passed, and Mary and Kody gradually established a routine in their lives after the split. Conversations became less heated, and family get-togethers simpler. Naturally, there were still tense moments, but they both learned to handle them patiently. Mary flourished as an independent woman, taking up new interests, reconnecting with friends she had ignored, and finally starting the journal she had always wanted to finish. Kody, on the other hand, put more of an emphasis on his family, developing closer relationships with his other wives and kids, and even learning to appreciate calm times free from the stress of ongoing arguments. Kody and Mary had found something as essential, even though their romantic chapter was over, a version of themselves that could exist without expectation or possession. They found freedom in letting go, and freedom brought them a relationship they had never thought possible. And beneath the wide Utah sky, they both came to the realization that love need not always fade after a breakup. Just a change in shape can bring about calm. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sabrina, and I hope you're having a great day. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the video.